Okay, here's our last practice problem for today. What I'd like for you to do on your either dry erase board or your piece of paper, draw the number line that's on the screen, partition it into halves, and then label your number line. And I want to see these fractions labeled on that number line. So a couple of reminders. Remember to always check what your endpoint is that you're starting at. So for this number line, we're starting at 1 whole. So you're going to have to think about what fraction for halves would be equivalent to 1 whole. The second thing I want you to remember is that you're working in intervals or sections. So the first thing you want to do is split the section from 1 to 2 and split it into halves. Then move on to the section 2 to 3. Split that section into halves. And then finally work from 3 to 4 and split that into halves. All right, go ahead, work on your number line. If you have to pause the video, and then we're going to see how you did. All right, so check your number line and see if you placed your fractions in the right place on the number line. So I remember I told you have to think about what to start with. So your 2 halves should be on that number line. That's what your starting point is because 1 is equivalent to 2 halves. Then if you work, remember between 1 and 2, you would need 1 mark to divide it into halves. And again, always check. So we have 1, 2. There are 2 equal parts between the 1 and the 2. So you know that you divided this into halves. Between the 2 and 3, there should be 2 equal parts, and there are. Between the 3 and the 4, there should be 2 equal parts. You're going to check each section to make sure you have your halves correct. And then you have your 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, 6 halves, 7 halves, and 8 halves, all placed on the number line. Now, do you have those in the right spot? Okay, and don't forget my other little reminder that you can use to check your whole numbers to see if you have the correct fraction for your whole numbers. If we multiply our whole number times the denominator, we should get what's in the numerator here. So our whole number 4 times the denominator of 2 would equal 8. So see, that multiplication is helping you with your fractions. Okay, so fractions on a number line. Today you're going to finish your lesson notes for 22.4 and you're going to practice putting your fractions on a number line and dividing your number lines. Remember that you can watch your videos, any of the videos from this week, as many times as you need to review your skills. And always when you're doing your fractions, you want to take your time and you always want to check over your work. Okay, think about all the reminders and tips that were used during the lessons. All right, guys, good luck on your fractions today.